Halo. Recently, I watched a YouTube video on physical media versus on-demand media. It was centered around games and videos and how the landscape has changed both for gaming and watching videos on demand. I hate to do this, but back in my day, I went to Blockbuster and Video Easy. My earliest memories was going with a buddy of mine with his parents, hiring out the Nintendo 64 game. Obviously, that evolved into PlayStation 2, Xbox, and an Xbox 360. Have y'all got Fortnite? Those were the days we can just get a physical bit of media, cartridge or disc, put it in the console and play straight away. The reason I mention this is because the video used Halo in the thumbnail. Now I'm a huge Halo fan, and that little tidbit was enough to get my pea-sized brain firing all its neurons. So of course I had a hankering to play Halo. Currently I don't have access to my Xbox 360, but I do have the Master Chief collection on my PC. Unfortunately, I live in Australia where we have the slowest internet possibly in the world. That's not a joke. Thankfully though, I did have Halo Reach already installed, but I don't know, I didn't want to play Halo Reach. I wanted to play Halo 3, the GOAT. Now this whole situation reminded me of a time where I was living with a buddy and we had our TVs and our Xboxes literally on the right next to each other on the same sort of TV cabinet. And then one time when Halo 5 came out, we bought the game on a Friday, installed it, planning to play it all weekend. But what do you know, that took all weekend to download and install. Even with the disc, it still took all weekend to do it. It all went downhill from there, I'll tell you that right now. Now we played Halo 5 for that week and that week alone. And that's a big deal. With all my Halo games, I would achievement hunt the crap out of them and try and get all the achievements I possibly could. And the fact that I can't even remember if I have so or not done so with Halo 5, yikes. Anyway, after the next day I went and got myself an OG Xbox. To add to the epicness, it was the Halo Edition Xbox, the green thing. Oh, mwah. This bad boy is so fucking white. I got some games as well, and truly did enjoy playing on-demand gaming. I played like 6 games in 10 minutes, like that's crazy. And I'm gonna try and center the rest of the videos on my Halo experiences. Again, this is not a Halo games ranked or story plot summary, it's just my experiences with the Halo games. Now, back in the day, when you're playing Halo for the first time, not knowing what it would evolve into, I'm not going to try and be smart here. I was 8 or something. I didn't give a shit about the story. For me, it was all about the action, the environments, and also the fact that it was seamless multiplayer that just kept the whole family happy. Didn't have to fight over the controller. Side note, I always ran the Duke controller. Man, that shit was dope. I don't know, something about the big size of it. Man, I need to get a new one of them. Now, for me, the best thing about Halo Combat Evolved, going into the other ones as well, is something I don't really see a lot of people talk about here. And that, brother, that's the Warthogs. Get in, loser, we're going shopping. The way this thing maneuvered and controlled with your thumbsticks, with your joysticks, whatever you want to call them, the way it sounded, the physics of how it drove, that was elite. My brother and I used to run versus match on Blood Gulch and just drive the Warthogs doing the craziest stunts we possibly could. We didn't even care about killing each other. It was just hours and hours of driving that shit and doing the most insane jumps as we could possibly could. I feel like Microsoft missed out on a gold mine there by just not making like a Halo Kart version of the game where all you do is just like Mario Party with Halo themed, but with the control layout and the control system of the Warthog. Man, the last level where you're just driving for your life, oh man, they just don't make them like they used to, but well, they do now. It's kind of a staple of the Halos, I guess. Halo 2. Battle rifles, urban human environments, dual wielding. Man, the Xbox I recently got was boxed with Halo 2 at launch, the green thing, but that was just originally a developer's kit. So what they decided to do was slap a Halo sticker on the front and make a shit ton more money, brother. I remember going to my buddy's house in this time and just running matchmaking, versing each other with all the friends there, and just spending hours on it, just killing each other, murdering each other. I was the youngest, so a lot of the times, admittedly, I was getting murdered, but I always got those good slaps or those good grenades in. And the campaign was dope as well. Now, admittedly, I don't have as big as connection to Halo 2 because I don't think we owned a copy of it, but somehow I still always remember playing it, somehow. Halo 3. Let me just... That shit was goated. This is probably my most played game of all time. The first time you gain control of John and you're just walking through the swamp and you see the sunlight particles coming through the trees, and I'm pretty sure that was the first time I experienced like what HDMI was in HD. Perfect amount of exploration with the skulls, perfect story, perfect gameplay. The multiplayer also was elite. The maps, the way the weapons on the maps were located, it's just, everything was so just good. Also on the MetaQuest 3, there's a game called Contractors where they have mods to basically play Halo 3 maps with your Halo 3 weapons. That stuff had me giggling like a little giggle monster. I have a buddy who to this day still complains that he never got the Hayabusa katana armor. Oh man, I could talk about my memories in Halo 3 for hours. I'm not crying, you are. Fight. I used to walk to my buddy's house across town with my Xbox and all my gear in the back in my backpack. We would set it up and just play all night. One night there was an event where you could end up versing the developers of Bungie, and I swear every game that night we top of the leaderboards every game. We were elite. Bungie, you cowards, give me the flaming recon. ODST. This delivered with the atmosphere. I took a day off school when this first came out, and I just ran that disc until it disintegrated into a fine dust, into a fine powder. The silencers, the HUD, firefight mode, fuck, so good. Why they didn't put the silencers in any of the other games, I don't know. That, just the feel of it. The gunplay. Halo Reach. This, in my opinion, is probably the best multiplayer game in the whole Halo franchise. My friends and I would play Forge World all night, and then when we get to school the next day, we'll just talk about what we did the previous night and what we're gonna do when we get home, and jump straight back on to Forge World straight away. Also, very solid story, very solid. Now this game suffers a lot from playing it on the Master Chief collection. When you play Reach on the Xbox 360, you can actually level up your character and customize them in different parts of body armor that you want, and you just upgrade your character in that way. They just completely got rid of that whole function in the Master Chief collection, and to be honest, that was a big part of the game. You're not playing as Chief, you're playing as Noble 6 or your Spartan, so customization and making it actually feel like your Spartan was a huge thing. And again, in the Master Chief collection, it's gone. Now we get to Halo 4. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Halo, which is why it's so hard for me to say this next bit. But this is when the franchise started going downhill. New enemy types, new environments, they just weren't enough for the replayability. I will say, however, that song that plays when you enter the final boss arena.
What did you just do?
That shit slaps, boy. The other thing that stands out for me as well is a bit of a double-edged sword for me, and that's this scene right here.
Like soldiers and humanity are two different things. I mean, soldiers aren't machines. We're just people.
On one hand, this shit is so subtle and emotional, showing the human side to John 117. On the other hand, quit being a little pussy, John. You're a Spartan, brother. You're a one-man war machine. You don't have time for this human emotion bullcrap. If I wanted to play a game where I play as a little whiny bitch, I'd play The Last of Us. Oh, my daughter's dead, but now you're my adopted daughter. Wow, shut the fuck up. Kill some zombies, bro. Halo 5, like I said, looked great. That's all I have to say. I honestly cannot remember if I've passed this on Legendary, if I played it more than once. I just remember that 1 week. That's it. Might have to go and revisit it. Could be great. With time passing, maybe it's good. I don't know. I might play it now. Alright, deal. Shake my hand. I want to shake his hand. Halo Infinite. Let me just take a second. On paper, this should be the greatest Halo game ever made. Open world, wide variety of missions, enemies, weapons, traversal types, side missions. Something about it though just felt hollow. When you watch the old Vidocs on the original Halo developers, you know, testing their game, playing multiplayer, they're all hung out around their CRT TVs, playing multiplayer, having a laugh, having a good old time. That shit got you hyped to play. You're like, I want to be in that room. I want to be playing multiplayer with those guys. But this one, it feels like the people came to work, did the checklist, and went home. I played Halo Infinite last year, and I can barely remember anything about it. I shit you not, once I passed the game, I went onto YouTube and had to look up a Infinite Story Explained video, because I had no idea what the fuck just happened. The Banish though, pretty cool. Halo Wars 1 and 2, good cutscenes, felt like Halo, good RTS. Now my hope with my new old Xbox is I want to get my friends around, I want to play matchmaking all night, eating Doritos and chugging Mountain Dew. Nostalgia is a word that gets shipped often when you talk about these old games, but however, I honestly feel like the older Halos still hold up and are great games. Now, circling back to the opening of this video about physical media versus on-demand media, don't get me wrong, there is a place for the future technology and on-demand media, but I feel like there needs to be a balance. We should use on-demand streaming services to fill in the gaps. We shouldn't replace physical media, we shouldn't rely on on-demand media. There needs to be a healthy balance. If the servers go down or there's a licensing issue with your games or your Steam library, brother, you're cooked. I'm over here chilling on my 20-year-old console, kicking it, taking it to some covey scum. So to be honest with you, I'm not sure if this video idea will work. I feel like some of what I'm saying is nothing new and a lot of people already have these feelings and thoughts as well. But I feel like talking about the Halo games was a perfect vehicle framework to pair this sort of topic with. This is not a Halo game ranking video or story summary video. It's just me telling you my journey with Halo through my eyes. Thanks for watching.